This is it, folks. Main event time. Is that alright?
God, I hope I get your
That's
table.
a ticket in a dream right there, buddy. You know what I mean? That's a ticket in a dream.
Manual seat for him.
Manuel seat.
Who's Manuel?
Manuel Seat.
What's that?
Spanish grinder.
Can I also play, please? I'm hoping for Spraggy's seat.
Okay, folks, here we are then, day one of the main event. 30,000 chips to start. We've got 28,000. The blinds are 200, 400. There's a nice 6-7 suited. And you know we're going to have a raise. Bumping it up to 1,000 chips. Such is the excitement at getting dealt a juggernaut of Hold'em. We knock over the camera, but we're back. Live scenes. Now, my opponent decides to call 1,000 here without looking at his cards, which is an interesting strategy. Obviously, it gives us quite the advantage knowing what cards we have and our opponent not knowing which cards he has. The flop comes Queen 9-5, 2 spades, so we flop a monster draw. I decide to bet, but it's a weird spot, right? Because you could have anything. You could have 2 pair. You could have 6 high. The turn is a 3, and we pick up even more equity. We've got a double gut shot now, and he's still playing blind. So now I'm like, okay, well, he's completely uncapped. He could have a really, really strong hand. But if he's playing the whole deck, and I've got 7 high, maybe I could just get him to fold some jack high misses, king high misses. I fire 4,200. He looks at his cards. Welcome to the pot, sir. Deliberating as to what I could have. Says that he has a gut shot. I got 2 gut shots. He folds. We win. 7 high. Versus a blind man calling twice. We're here playing the main event. Looks like we got ourselves a fun table. Alright, we're back in action. This time we peel ourselves a very nice looking ace-jack. Blinds are still 200, 400. Player under the gun decides to limp for 400. Well, we're having none of that, are we? We make it 1,400 out of the small blind. 3.5x. Big blind calls before my chips are in the middle. And before we've much time to acknowledge the big blind's called, the limper from early position has decided to go all in for about 6,000 chips. I don't really think the big blind's got too much of a hand for us to worry about. I asked for a count. Find out it's about 7k. Just shy of 20 BBs. Ace-jack, we're going nowhere. We're ready to get in the mix. I'm all in. Big blind contributes their dead money. Flip the ace-jack, get shown the pocket fives. It's a classic race. It's a flip. It's a 50-50. Flop is Queen 10-9. Straight draw for us. Turn is an 8. Tap of the table. River's a meaningless brick deuce. And the short stack player is eliminated. And we chip up a little bit.
A coffee, please. Thanks. Tournament interlude. It's not a break. I just decided to take a break. Day one. Good start. And I'm having a coffee. And missing maybe 2 or 3 hands. Thank you. Thanks. 2 lids. Already got my value. Got a spare lid. We're already winning. Oh, what's this?
Did you bust
What? No, I'm just grabbing a coffee. You're out, are you?
Yeah, I busted once.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, do you?
Back in.
You horrid little man.
You back in, yeah?
Yeah.
Good luck.
We pick up the action here on the flop. Our blind player has limped for 500 in early position. We made it 1,500 with that Queen 10 offsuit that we just saw. Big blind came along for a call, and the player who limped came in too. The flop is Jack, Jack 5. We decided to continue for just 1,500. I think, obviously, the player limping, playing blind is very wide, maybe infinitely wide. Player in the big blind coming in with pretty much anything suited. So Jack, Jack 5, kind of hard to connect with the board. We continue for 1,500. The big blind calls, and unsurprisingly, someone playing pretty much any 2 cards does not connect with the flop, gets out of the way. The turn is the deuce of clubs, which is a brick. I still think my opponent in the big blind has some king high floats, some ace high floats. Obviously, we have a lot of jacks in our range. We're going to raise jack 9 suited plus, jack 10 offsuit plus. So we have plenty of hands that do want to continue to value bet here. And we balance out here with the bluff queen 10, which does have good equity against some calls like pocket 7s. I think it's important that we have overs to a hand like ace 5 as well. Overs to a hand like pocket 8s, pocket 9s doesn't hurt. So I think queen 10 has some slightly more favorable properties to bluff than something like 7-8 suited, for example. Stubborn opponent calls once again, and the river is a repeat 5 of clubs. I do think there's still some slow play jacks in my opponent. I think there's some 5s in my opponent's range. And of course, if they do have an ace high, king high float, then that flush draw that they picked up on the turn has just made a flush and is now unlikely to fold. So it's not too many hands now that will call fold. We decide to give up queen 10. I show it. Opponent shows the ace 10 of clubs for the float on the flop that turned into the backdoor nut flush. And we're going to lose this one and be down to about 17,000 chips. Alright, so after some shenanigans, we're dwindling in chips. We pick up ace 9 offsuit. We've opened to 1100. It's a call in mid position, and the big blinds come in blind once again, not looking at the cards. Queen jack 7 is the flop. Everybody decides to check. The turn is an 8, which gives us a gut shot. Obviously, the player in the big blind has any 2. That'll do. Player in mid position, I still think, has some ace-x that we dominate, like ace deuce through ace 5. But also some pairs, deuces through 6s. So there could be some merit to us starting to bluff here. We fire 1500. Mid position calls. And our friend in the big blind says one more, still without looking. The river is an interesting card. It's a 9. Snap check from our friend with anything in the pocket. I don't think my 9 is ever really good, but I think actually, once my opponent calls a turn, we can discount ace deuce through ace 5. And this 9 river is a little bit too coordinated. I think they're just going to end up with too much 10x. Still obviously going to have hands like jack 10, 10-8 suited, ace 10. Maybe even a queen 10 pot control on the flop in their range. And of course, the pair in the big blind has any 10x because they called any 2. So this bluff, probably a little bit frustration, a little bit optimistic. We throw our ace 9 down, and opponent shows the ace 10 for the rivered straight. We donk off some more chips, and things, as you can see, with just sub 9,000, are looking kind of grim. Alright, so things are looking a little bit grim. Here we are with 2 black 5s and around 9,000 chips. I think we're just less than 20 big blinds. I still think we're too deep to just jam, but I'm pretty upset when we get 3 callers and we're 4 ways to a flop. But the flop's kind of magic for us, really. 888. Used to turn subtitles on there. On teletext, didn't you? Press 888, showing my age. With the short stack, we're pretty much ready to commit at this point. I think any pair better than our own at sub 20 is looking to 3-bet ISO us pre and run it. We might occasionally see some 6s, 7s in there. I think 9s plus is definitely going to 3-bet and play for it. So I'm committing with my hand. We're going to bet 2100 on the flop. Opponent who's been playing blind and playing lots of hands calls. We're not too worried about that. Especially if he didn't 3-bet those pairs pre-flop. Maybe just plays them quite quickly on the flop. The turn is a jack. And at this point, with less than pot remaining, we're just all in with our full house. Hope that he didn't catch that jack. Hopes he still has some ace high, king high, and get suspicious. I mean, he's been calling blind. I'm more than happy to put my 5s in. He tells me he doesn't have a pair yet and folds.
Bad read.
Bad read?
Says that I have pocket 6s. I tell him what a terrible read. Miles away.
Miles away.
Pocket 5s are good. And we're back in the game a little bit, chipping up towards the 30 big blind mark.
Keeping this guy busy, I dare you.
Yeah.
You know?
Play every hand. It's right. He'll be clocking off in about 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Trust me.
he's trying to walk off, but you're just keeping him busy, you know?
It's not got much longer to work today, I don't feel like, sadly. I'm trying to get rid of all these chips so you can have a nice evening off, Mr. Cameraman.
Alright, things start moving slightly more in our favor, and here we go. Look at that. Oh, is there a cleaner sight in poker? Cowboys. Pocket kings. Player who plays every pot plays for 500. We bump it to 15. Anticipating a 0% fold from the limper. Honestly, maybe I should just go bigger. When I have a big hand, maybe this gentleman wants to see flops, wants to play hands. Maybe we should charge him a little bit more to do so. But I don't feel too bad about it because we don't have that many chips. It's still going to be very comfortable for us to get them in on the majority of boards. He flicks in the 1500. There they are again. 2 kings. The flop is as clean as a whistle. Queen 9-3. Rainbow. We bet 1500. I still anticipate him getting here with a hand like 6-4 with no backdoor draws, so every chance he just folds, but very, very quick call. Still keeping him very wide. Every gut shot, every straight draw. Some gut shots, 2 gut shots. He's trying to draw to a gut shot, I'd imagine. And when the turn is a 7, our job now is just to make sure we can get the money in over the remaining 2 streets. We've got about 15k behind. I go for 4.3. And there's the motion I don't want to see. Whips his cards out from under the chips. Big sign of disinterest. And the biggest sign of disinterest in the hand is folding it. But another pot coming our way. Headed north with that chip stack. Where'd you get all those chippies?
I've just been doing Berenson Forden things, eh? I'm never gonna stop. Chips and keys and gravy. I made the fucking love. Pepperoni pizza and chicken vindaloo. I'm a big fat food. I love my food.
Go, go, go.
Break update. I started with 30,000, I went down to like 20 something.
Wow, it's huge.
No, less, like 11. And
Oh
then I'm
my
back to
God.
like nearly 30. Small pots, you know, just out there grinding, just working it up. You know how I do.
I dusted 1 bullet.
And now you're on
Ace
second.
King against aces, and now I'm on the 2nd bullet, and got
Good.
25k
Wow,
from
huge,
30k.
huge news
Played
on
a
the
couple pots,
break.
pretty fucking boring stuff, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, we both got about to start and stack. Exciting vlog so far.
Yeah.
There's your break. See you
There it
later.
is, there it is.
See you later.
Alright, I know what you're thinking. Spraggy, seen missing. This is a new table. Yeah, first bullet didn't go to plan. Something involving a flush draw and a pair and me not getting there. So we rebuy. We're back into a brand new table. Day 1, 2nd bullet, 30,000 chips. We've got King Queen offsuit and pre-flop action. We're playing 200, 500. The button opens to 1100. We call and the big blind calls. The flop is Queen Jack 8. Check, check, and the button bets 2,000, which I decide to call with my top pair reasonable kicker. I definitely think we could play some raises here. I think we're going to check raise a little bit less with the presence of the 3rd player in the big blind. But that 3rd player in the big blind then makes it 7,000 to go on the flop. Seemed like a younger guy chatting to me a little bit. Seemed like knew his way around a poker table, like a young, kind of regular, kind of online reggae kind of guy. So once the button folds, I figure he's going to be check raising bluffs enough. Going to be check raising some reasonable equities. Never has ace queen, never has jacks, never have eights really pre-flop. So we run the king queen. He tables ace 10 of diamonds. The flop, of course, was queen jack 8 2 diamonds. So that is a monster draw. Can we hold? No shot. Makes the straight. Or maybe the flush. Makes something on the turn that involves me picking up my coat. And my 2nd bullet lasts all of 1 hand.
Get that thing out of my face. So we got to play again tomorrow night? Get our grind on?
I just barreled a flush draw.
I got it in good.
You got it in good?
Yeah, dude. King, queen, call small blind, big blind calls, flops.
Go now then, we should just fucking tell it to him.
I'm
He
telling
wants
it
to
to
get
him.
the
He's
shit up.
capturing it in candid form.
Oh, you're capturing
Learn
it.
how to vlog, idiot. King Jack 8. King Jack 8 2 diamonds.
Tell me.
check, button bet, call, king, queen, big blind raises, button fold, I raise, back raise all in, big blind calls ace 10 of diamonds for a big fat draw. 3 of diamonds on the turn, I'm out.
That's way less bad than mine.
I played one hand, dude. I just sat down, played one hand, bust again.
I 3-bet queen jack of heart. Came ace 9-4. 1 heart. Bet. Turns a deuce of hearts. Bet. Rivers a 5 of spades. Bet all in. Small tank. Call ace 10. And then I turned over my hand, and he looks at it, and he's like, ah.
And I was like, as if that's ever the best hand.
And I was like,
oh damn,
what's going on here? And then he turns it over. I'm like, oh, very good.
Of course.
A nice little.
What did you think?
Just
an unnecessarily slow rolling needly.
Just a little.
Like,
bit.
oh, you called with? You think you called jack high? Like, what's going on there? So yeah,
That'd be incredible though.
Players
We'll try again tomorrow, won't we?
Yeah, we'll always try again tomorrow, buddy. All right, it's Friday. We bricked 2 main event buy-ins yesterday, but the good news is today there's a day 1C and a day 1D. There's 2 flights. I can do 2 entries right now, then I can do 2 in the turbo tonight, and then if needs be, I can direct buy-in on day 2. But right now we're on the first bullet. On Friday, we've got 30,000 chips to start. It's the main event. We will find a day 2 bag one way or another. Hopefully it's just for 1,150 euro, but it could be for whatever 5 times 1,150 is, which is like 5.5 grand or something. So hopefully not. We're about to jump back in. Blinds are small. We've got like 100 bigs with sand, and we're off and running. We've got some bad news. I've lost my little vlogging stand. It might be in the bar. I got 3 minutes, I'll find it. Professionalism. You think my hair's bringing the vlog down?
I think it's part of your style.
I think it's bringing the vlog down, honestly. Are you playing again?
That's so close to the satellite.
Oh no. Get in the sunlight. Why have they gone home? They've Elliot and Rory went home, huh?
Should we top the vlog?
Casuals.
Listen, Elliot and Rory are massive mugs. Yeah, gone home already. There's Guinness, there's Polka, and they've already gone home. Pathetic. On Good Friday as well. Who even leaves Dublin on Good Friday? That should be illegal.
That's how, mate. Good luck. Hello, sir. How are you? Did you just bust?
To Spraggy, of all people.
I just bust as well.
I lost 2 flips. I played 2 orbits, lost 2 flips.
I raised
Goodbye.
top 2 pair on the turn, and a gentleman called me with 3 high, and riveted a wheel. I would like to go again, please, if I may. My goodness. Do you know what?
Can we get the same table, please? Can you put him on table 49?
Do you know what? I bought him a beer as well.
Oh no!
And then he raises 3 deuce under the gun. And I have queen 9 on queen 9 4 5. I check his turn. He calls, turns rivers an ace. I'm all in. He calls. He's straight. That's the last time I buy him a fucking beer. Fucking hell.
I need a new beer. Buy me a beer.
How'd it get on?
Top 2.
What are you gonna do? Do you think we'll ever win again?
Genuinely, right now, I feel like
It's entirely possible we won't. Thank you so much.
49.
Break your leg.
No,
32.
not my table.
I don't want.
Come on. Let's get back out there, son.
No, he makes me quiet. We'll try again, shall we? $9,500. On. Yikes. Yes, that will do it. Nice hand. Good luck, boys. Oh, yeah. Where was Spragg? They got me.
Again? What are you playing at?
Flop nut straight, river to boat. What can you do?
What a game. So you gotta wait till 10?
Oh my god, I thought it was 8, but it's 10. Oh, what a life.
I may be losing, but honestly,
True.
It's the little wins you gotta enjoy, isn't it?
True.
Nice to see a bad man being punished, you know?
So here we are again then, sports fans, at another brand new table. This is actually entry number 4. Entry number 3, I had 2 pair. Gentleman made a straight at the river. I had Chet raise the turn with my 2 pair. He called with a straight draw. I went all in at the river and he called with a straight. It's just after I bought him a beer as well. Very rude. But bullet number 4 so far is going a little nicer. And we pick up the action here with me being all in. The action is raise pre-flop. We 3-bet to 4,600. Player behind makes it 9,000. And as you can see, we've won a few pots at this table, so we're all in. What is about 45,000, and there's the big reveal. Guess what? Ace American Airlines. The ones. The best hand in No Limit Hold'em. And we were cold 4-bet behind, so we decided to just ship it in. I don't really see much cold 4-betting going on. Or hadn't. During my time in Ireland, in these live 1Ks, sub 1Ks, live poker, you don't really see too much cold 4-bet bluffing, so I assumed my opponent just had queens, kings, or ace-king, really. Given I've got 2 aces, probably queens or kings a lot. A hand that they're not going to fold, so we just put all the chips in the middle. And unfortunately for them, it was indeed queens. I don't think there's really too much they can do. I was playing quite aggressively, 3-betting a lot, so they're going to want to 4-bet me. And then when I jam, I'm definitely going to have ace-king and then occasionally pocket jacks. Board runs out safe, and we won a very big pot with pocket aces. And so far, entry number 4 has us with the biggest stack we've had so far in the main event. So this next hand, we're playing 200, 500. There's a raise to 1,200. We call. This is a raise from EP. We decide to call like under the gun 1. You might need some lore here. You might need some backstory. About 3 months ago, I went to Galway to play a free roll with Paddy Power. And the player in the big blinds is a guy called Ed. And Ed bluffed me on the bubble of that free roll. And I folded a good hand, and he showed me a bluff, and he went on to win that free roll. We then clashed later in the Galway main event. And as fate would have it, we're playing at the same main event table in the Irish Open. So I was mixing up with Ed a little bit. Obviously, we were catching up. Really nice guy. Bets 1,500. We call 1,500 on Queen 10-5. And Ed calls behind. The turn is pretty damn good. It's a 10. And much to my delight, Ed, who just overcalled on the flop, decides to reach for chips. Now, I still think Ed has some 10s. Obviously has a queen sometimes. Has some straight draws. I think on a repeat 10, if he has a queen, most of the time he's just going to check. So I think when he decides to lead here, he's saying that he has a 10. And then he's going to bluff a hand like Jack 9, King Jack, maybe Jack 8 occasionally. You know, one of these straight draws. To try and represent the 10. And when the player in the middle of us gets out of the way, I have a decision, and Ed doesn't have too much more behind, whether to just continue to slow play or to go all in. Now, I have a jack kicker. Obviously, Ed has called in the big blind, so we're going to assume that he still has hands like 10-4 suited, 10-6 suited, 10-7 suited, 10-8 suited. So we decide just to commit him on the turn.
All in.
He snap calls,
All in. Call.
and the unbeatable man remains unbeatable.
Seems
He
fair
has the
for
Jack
now.
10, same hand.
Wow.
Ooh.
And I'm still yet to win a pot.
He's
against
unbeatable,
him.
this fella. He's unbeatable. He's an unbeatable man.
But we do chop ups and chips. And so far, this entry is going very well indeed.
I was hoping you had the 10-9 or the 10-8, you know, from the big blind, a little 10-6 suited maybe. Maybe my kicker plays. I thought I had you. I thought it was vengeance time from Galway. I thought that you were done. He's unbeatable. Right hand, buddy. Happy birthday to Damo.
He's one of the dealers here. I kind of forgot about him on the birthday.
Hello, Damo. Happy birthday. Your weird mate forgot about your birthday. So now I have to send you a birthday message, but happy birthday. Hope you're doing well.
There you go. You happy now?
Sorted.
Yeah, so, cheers. Just something from.
There you go. I was trying to reuse the one from yesterday. I'm trying to be environmentally conscious, you know, it's if I get the glues all finished. First hand I played at the table, I said I'm an honest guy playing good hands.
Why are you lying?
I would never. Hello, my friends.
Whoa.
I've recorded 0 hands.
No, you. Look at us.
0 hands.
That's a lie.
Andrew's got them all. He's got everything we need. I mean, the state of it, though. It's the clunkiest thing. I'm like, I feel like I'm rolling fucking Cinefilm. Stop that, baby. What? He's got a little ring.
It works the exact same.
Yeah, and I have this.
It works way better.
Look, you have a little ring. Oh my. This guy's beating me again. I went to Galway on a train. Remember I did that?
Yeah.
Bluffed me on the bubble of a free roll.
I actually remember that.
Yes, he did. And then he was in the free roll yesterday and came second. And now he's here today, and I haven't won a pot against him. It's the unbeatable man.
Hey, take it all off.
Keep up the good work.
Yeah, keep up the good work.
Now you've got a little fan club over here.
Little rail.
See, he's being obnoxious, isn't he?
Me?
Yeah.
Sir, you are 3 of the most obnoxious human beings on the planet. Double pounding drinks.
He's got 2 drinks.
Yeah, alright.
They're not mine. I'm holding on to them for a mate.
Break. It's break. Don't worry. Don't worry. You're really gonna raise, eh?
What happened?
This is deception, by the way, guys. He's not strong. He's just pretending because I'm here.
Are you on break here?
Yeah.
6,000.
Huh?
Well done.
She's all in. I'm rooting incredibly aggressively.
What is it, 400, 800?
I hope you know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Sorry.
6, 1.
Raise.
Good luck. All in. Wow, your diamonds are live, though. That's good. You're very bad, by the way.
Thank you.
Like, really poor player. You're dead.
Not yet.
Oh, you're stoned.
I have diamonds. Nice.
You're playing well. You deserve it.
Pay me out.
Keep that up.
No, you're joking. That's the only way you're gonna get me is to call me like that. You know that? Jack Deuce too, so what a sweat.
Now, due to my vlogging incompetence, there's a really consequential hand that happened towards the end of day 1. That was captured from the point of view of our wonderful cameraman, Andrew. The action, it's 501k. The cutoff opens to 3,000, and I make one of the strangest decisions I've ever made at a poker table. Playing a hand, that is. I've made some strange decisions outside of the game, but there's an open to 3,000, and we just call on the small blind with pocket queens. Now, the opener had been very tight, the 3x open, and I was playing kind of splashy, kind of goofing around a little bit, having a good time at the table. I peel these queens, and the big blind comes along. The flop is King Jack 4 with 2 spades. We have 2 red queens, so it's not great for us. And it goes check. The opponent who raised pre-flop bets 2,300, which is kind of unconvincing. And now I hate myself for flat and pre, and I'm like, why did we flat pre? So I call, and the big blind calls as well. The turn is the ace of clubs. I check,
Like 9,
ready to give up on the hand, and the player in the big blind shoves all in for 21,400 into a pot that has about 18,000 in it. So it's It's an overbet all in on the turn from the big blind, kind of out of flow, on an ace. The button deliberates for a little bit and folds. I think it's kind of tough for him to do anything with me to act. And then I start talking to the guy, and my brain starts working, and I think, well, I block queen 10, which is the nuts. Probably 3-bets ace king pre-flop.
Like have a real hand.
Maybe even 3-bets ace jack pre-flop.
Like, can I get a count?
Maybe doesn't.
16?
But also, if he improves to a really good hand here, against a tight opponent, especially on an ace, I'm pretty confident he's just going to check and let the guy keep firing, because let's say he does have ace jack. You're going to check, the guy might start bluffing something. He might start bluffing some flush draws. He might value bet ace queen, ace 10 anyway.
9, 10 of clubs or what?
So it doesn't really make any sense in my head, and I keep telling him this. How do you have a real hand?
Call.
Eventually, I decided to call with 2 red queens on the ace king jack 4, telling the guy that I think he must have jack x of spades, sorry, jack x of clubs that picks up the backdoor draw, or something like 9, 10 of clubs that picks up a bunch of equity and wants to shove. So I go with my read, and I call off a very big part of my stack. And he shows us exactly the hand that we thought he would have. He has the jack 6 of clubs. The river runs out for a deuce for the brick. And we win a really big pot in one of the strangest hands I've ever played. But I'm so happy about this hand. I'm so proud of this hand. And despite the lack of footage from my phone, I wanted to keep this in because I was really proud of, I don't know, I guess capturing the whole thing, capturing me talking to the guy, and then capturing me making what I think is one of the best hero calls and one of the best reads I've ever made.
Well done, everybody. Ah, what a pleasure. Good fucking job. What a day. What a day of it. Unbelievable.
Thank you.
And it only took me 4 bullets. Back tomorrow, 150k. I think we come back to like 600, 1200, so I have like over 100 big blinds. Day 2 of a tournament with 2.5 million or whatever it's going to be in the prize pool. It's very good. Maybe I get an early night, or maybe I'll have just like maybe 1 or 2 more beers. But either way, we're back tomorrow. Very good.
Perfect.
All right.